When we talk about weight loss, especially performance-minded weight loss, there's this big concept that everything revolves around, and that is transitioning fat weight into water weight. The science behind this is every 1 pound of fat tissue that you have equals 3,500 calories. So, naturally, for people looking to just lose weight, not necessarily athletes, they want to be in a 500 calorie deficit. So, mathematically, this will take you about 7 days to lose 1 pound of fat. So, if we really think about this, now that you've lost 1 pound of fat, what happens if we transition that 1 pound of fat into water weight? So let's say somebody starts out weighing 170, right? So they lose 1 pound of fat weight. Now they drop down to 169. But instead of dropping down to 169, they increase their water intake and they stay at 170. So they haven't decreased on the scale. But what they did was they decreased 1 pound of fat weight and instead replaced it with 1 pound of water weight. The idea behind this is that losing 1 pound of water takes a lot less energy than losing 1 pound of fat. So now let's start to blow up this perspective. Now let's say you've lost 10 pounds of fat, right? But then we replaced it with 10 pounds of water. So back to that 170-pound example, we're still sitting at 170 pounds. But it could take a person maybe a few hours to lose 10 pounds to drop down to 160. Instead of before, where it took us 7 days to lose 1 pound, it would take us 70 days to lose 10 pounds of fat weight. So instead of dropping 10 pounds over 70 days, now we can lose 10 pounds in maybe 2 hours. So the idea behind this is that, especially when we talk about performance, we can maintain our weight where it is and then drop it to where it needs to be for whatever our weight class is. I can lose 13 pounds of water in maybe one practice, maybe two practices tops, and that's not very much time. So by losing that 13 pounds of water, yeah, I'm a little dehydrated, but I can very easily replenish that and still maintain that 170-pound normal body weight. So as we're looking to perform well, we want to start transitioning fat weight into water weight. But like we just did the math, this takes time. This isn't something where you can jump in from, eating like crap and not actually working out very much to then all of a sudden try to lose 13 pounds of weight. What you're going to do is you're going to deplete your muscles because you don't actually have the water in your body to be able to lose and then replenish. You actually have a lot of fat that needs to be lost, which is going to take you an extended amount of time. So over the course of a college wrestling season, which lasts a whole year, but if you're talking about in season, it's about 6 months. Over a 6 month time frame, usually we want to spend that first few months dropping our weight, but we're not actually dropping our weight. We're just transitioning fat weight into water weight. So by the end of the season, cutting weight gets a lot easier because now you're not having to lose fat weight. You're having to lose water weight, and water weight comes out a lot easier than fat weight does. So we stop thinking about athletes and performance, and we start thinking about, normal people and just the average people looking to work out and stay healthy. It's the same idea. We can transition fat weight into water weight, but if our sole goal is a number on the scale and we want to see that decrease, sometimes we can actually ruin our performance because instead of losing fat weight and then allowing our body to replenish that by adding fuel and water into our muscles, we keep dehydrating ourselves over and over and over again without ever actually replenishing our muscles and allowing them to grow and get bigger and stronger. So all in all, we want to decrease our fat weight, but as we decrease our fat weight, we want to actually maintain the same weight that we started at least initially, so that once we actually get to a body type or a physique that we want, or as an athlete, we finally make it down to the weight class that we want, the weight that we put on is water weight. It's not fat weight at that point.